To Mr. Rock's top 25 classic heavy metal bands. Your host, Mr. Rock. I hope everyone's doing wonderful out there in the wonderful world of YouTube. Big shout out to Rob himself, Minky Minx, King Around, Miss Kiwi Gaming, Sinistar, Jade, um, Rufus the Red, my Fox Kids brother, Hail Gorganis, my Broganis, and the rest. If you haven't, go like and subscribe to those channels. And with that being said, we're going to get into the video in just a second. Just want to make sure I'm still that I am streaming on YouTube. I know I've had problems in the past, so okay, looks like we are. Okay, so number 25. Right off the bat, we're doing Def Leppard. Love Def Leppard. Should be, a lot of these bands. Hey, Go Getter. Hope all is well. But yeah, number 25 is Def Leppard. I seen Def Leppard live back in, I think, what was it, 2015? Great concert. Everything else. A lot of these numbers that I literally did, some bands should be higher, some bands should be lower. I just made the list. In a way, I just wrote down 25 bands, to be honest. So technically, yeah, some could be higher, some could be lower, but no one's going to be number one compared to, like, yeah, in the top five versus the top five. So yeah, number 25 is Def Leppard. Number 24 is Deep Purple, my dad's favorite band, actually. I love Deep Purple, but I got to hear a lot of it when I was growing up, and that's where I kind of went. They're great, but I wish I didn't have to hear it almost every freaking day, you know. So, yeah. I seen Deep Purple live as well back in 2012, right here in Winnipeg. So, that was a good concert. Love Deep Purple. Ian Gillan, there's nothing wrong with him. Thank you, Go Getter. Number 23 is Helix. Love Helix, Canadian hard rock, classic heavy metal band. Deep Cuts the Knife is a great song. Give Me Some Good Lovin'. Of course, you got Rock You. You know, Give Me an R. You know, that song. So yeah, just love Helix all around. Number 22 is AC/DC. But, before I say AC/DC, it's the Bon Scott years, not the Brian Johnson years. I don't want anyone getting confused. That's the reason why AC/DC is so low on the list. Because I prefer the Bon Scott years. Like Power Rage, High Voltage, Highway to Hell, Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap. Those albums stand the test of time. You know. And then you had Brian Johnson come in, and the only album he's ever produced that was any good was Back in Black. Hate to tell you that, kiddo, but Dan McCaffrey should have took your place. You know, I hate to say it, but Dan McCaffrey sounded more like Bon Scott than Brian Johnson did. I think Brian Johnson literally sounds like he's literally having a heart attack or taking a shit at the same time. You know, when he sings. So it's not good. So yeah, that was number 22. Number 21 is Y&T. A lot of people might not know who Y&T is, to be honest. You really have to be like a really heavy 80s hair metal rocker. They're a hair metal band from California. They had songs with Contagious, which was a great song. I'm trying to think. Mean Streak. Mean Streak is a good song from them. And so many others. Like they had some pretty good banger songs. Oh yeah, California Girls, I think. So yeah, Y&T. Number 20 is XYZ, another hair metal band that people might not know, and people will go, "Wait, XYZ? There's actually a band?" Yeah, they had songs called Inside Out, Down in the Gutter. Trying to remember all their songs. Don't like to really be on the spot sometimes, but yeah. They had those two songs. Great songs. If you never heard the album Down in the Gutter, which actually is their album, as well as their song, it's a great album. Should listen to it. Inside Out is another great song. So yeah. Um, Number 19, Whitesnake. Whitesnake, classic band. Here I go again on my own. Is This Love? You know, slide it in right to the top. Like, there's so many Whitesnake songs that are just so freaking good. You know, Dave Copperfield, excellent. You know, I know he literally didn't like the music video. Here I go again because his wife literally showed. Well, if you know, you know. You know, she showed a little something in that video, but those were the '80s, you know. Sex sold. So yeah. Number 18 is Wasp. I love Wasp. You know, Blackie Lawless. Whew, you are an excellent singer. Yes, here I go again on my own go-getter. Yes. So yeah. I love that Wasp. So you had songs like Rebel and the FCG. You had Widowmaker. You had what's the other one? Fuck Like a Beast is a good song by them. I'm trying to think of all the other Wasp songs. But yeah, Wasp is such a great band. Underestimated band, to be honest. You know, I don't think they get the recognition that they deserve, because people literally like to literally go high and then literally put Wasp right in the middle. I think they deserve to be higher, you know. But that's my opinion. Number 17 is Danzig. Danzig, oh my goodness. When I first heard Mother for the first time, well, that song, Mother, can you tell your children walk my way? I was blown away by that song. I was like, hell yeah, we got something. And then I seen the music video. I was all like, holy shit, this is dark. You know, like the guy slices a bird, pours the freaking blood all over her body and everything. I was all like, damn, you know, I never seen something so freaking evil that's so awesome at the same time, you know. So yeah, Danzig is number 17 just because of that music video alone, you know. Number 16 is Kiss. I love Kiss. I'm going to Kiss in November 15th. They had songs like I Was Made for Loving You, God of Thunder, frickin' Strutter, Rock and Roll Night Party Every Day, frickin' just banger after banger of songs. Like their early work from 1974 to 1984 was pure unstoppable. Pure freaking unstoppable. Except for their solo albums, which I don't really want to go into. I don't count their solo albums as albums, to be honest. I know some people might, but I don't, because those solo albums were kind of crap. But yeah, they had a lot of great songs, you know. I would say probably Kiss's worst song of all time did come from the 70s as well, which is Beth. I really do hate that song. But at the end of the day, that's my opinion. So we're on to number 15. Marilyn Manson. I love Marilyn Manson. Marilyn Manson is just so freaking good. A lot of people don't estimate his voice. You know, people are all like, well, he seems quite not clear and everything else. It's not supposed to be clear. It's metal, you know. Like when he does The Beautiful People. I love that song. I love freaking Sweet Dreams Are Made for Us. Just so many great songs from him. And people just literally don't like Marilyn Manson. I know, but I like my friends. I'm talking about like my friends here. They don't like Marilyn Manson one bit. And it's just like, why? He's so good. Yes, Conquest as well, yes. So I'm going to continue on with the list. Number 14 is Metallica. I love Metallica in a way, but their early stuff, from Kill 'Em All the way to the Black Album, was pure effing gold. The Black Album was Metallica's last good album. There, I said it. I don't care if I'm going to get hate for it. In a way. People will say, well, technically Metallica's been around since the freaking since the 80s. They had some good hits after that. No, they haven't. Their last album, the Black Album, was their best album. And that's when people really decided that Metallica sold out, in a way. They sold out. You know, my favorite Metallica song, one, of course, from Justice for All. Master of Puppets was a great album. Like I said, the Black Album. Uh, exactly. Exactly. Go Getter. Should be up there. But, yeah. Number 13 is Motorhead. I love you, Lemmy. You did so much for me, man. I freaking love you. I love you as a freaking dad that I never really had. I got to meet Lemmy a few times. I had a couple of Jack and Cokes with him. He used to shoot stories to me from Motorhead. He was just so amazing to hang out with. Gone too soon, I would say. Gone too freaking soon from us. But I love Motorhead. Born to Raise Hell is a great song from them. Ace of Spades, of course. Overdrive. Oh, frick. And then, of course, you had Triple H's theme songs. Evolution, which is called Line in the Sand. And then you also had King of Kings. You had The Game. Just so many good songs from Motorhead. And Motorhead literally changed pretty much the way how we lived. Because it literally gave us that raw power of like WWE at the time, and that's the thing that WWE is missing today. It doesn't have any good songs to listen to. Number 12 is Ryan James Dio. Big shout out to Ryan James Dio. Rest in peace. Freaking knew you as well. I love Ryan James Dio, man. He played for Black Sabbath. He played for Rainbow. Man on the Silver Mountain, was a good song. Rainbow in the Dark was a good song. Holy Diver, frick, just hit after hit. Ryan James Dio, by far, should be in anyone's heavy metal list. And if he's not, you're not really a heavy metal fan. I hate to say it, you're just not, because he's done so much, So yeah, number 12 is Dio. Number 11 is Twisted Sister. Big shout out to my uncle D. Snyder. I like to call him uncle because technically we used to hang out quite a bit back in the day. I used to go to his house for a lot of barbecues. So, I still miss your freaking dick jokes there, buddy. You want some sausage? You want some sausage? So yeah. You can't have my sausage, but you can have some sausage. Like, I remember those. So Twisted Sister, yeah. Like, I Wanna Rock. We're Not Gonna Take It. What's that other one? Frick. I'm trying to remember the rest of his songs, but it's not coming to me right now. But yeah, like, Twisted Sister is just freaking awesome. So yeah. Number 10 is Quiet Riot. I love Quiet Riot. Gone too soon, I would say. Gone too soon. Kevin died way too young. Hate to say it, but he did. Died way too young. But that's what drugs, alcohol, partying almost every day does to you. I think he died in early 2000s, if I remember correctly. And I think he died at 30-something years old? Maybe he was only maybe, 39, 40, something like that. I'm trying to remember how old he was, but yeah, he was young when he died. And yeah, Quiet Riot, Metal Health, and Quiet Riot's the only band in history to have hit number 1 in 1983. Just to give you guys a heads up and a little lesson in heavy metal history, Quiet Riot's the only band to ever beat Michael Jackson. That's right, he beat Michael Jackson's Thriller with the Metal Health, and Michael Jackson was on top in 1983 for literally what was it, 30 plus weeks, and then their album comes out, boom, takes top spot. And technically, no heavy metal band I don't think has ever taken the top spot like that. Not away from Michael Jackson, at least. So there's something that a history lesson for you kids. So yeah. Number 9, we're finally into the top 10. Number 9 is Krokus. I love Krokus. Midnight Maniac is such a great song. Um, Stay Awake All Night, Headhunter. Um, just so many great pure freaking songs. Krokus is an underestimated band. A lot of times because they literally did cover songs as well. You know, they did American Woman, and everything else. But at the end of the day, you gotta start off somewhere, right? So I don't blame them. It's just that technically they're kind of like the backup band. It feels like, you know, and they've never been to starting. So yeah. Number 8 is Saxon. Love Saxon. If Saxon's not on your heavy metal list, you don't really know heavy metal. You know, hate to say it. Saxon, Princess of the Night's a good song. 747, you know, is another good one. Just the whole entire, that whole entire album, Demon and Letter, is just pure freaking gold. You know, like early Saxon stuff was awesome. Later Saxon stuff is okay, but it's not great. But you know, I'm trying to remember their newest album. I think it was called what? Thunderbolt? I think it was called. But yeah. Number 7. 90s now. Pantera. I freaking love Pantera. Pantera, Dimebag Darrell. Holy crap. You're gone from us way too goddamn soon, kiddo. And technically, yeah. You know. No, not Dimebag Darrell. Who was it that got killed? I'm trying to remember. Dimebag Darrell didn't get killed, did he? Maybe he did. I don't know. But I remember there was someone from Pantera that got killed, and technically they were gone for a while. Now they're just coming back, you know. But Cowboys from Hell pioneered Mr. Rock in a way. When I used to listen to that when I was a kid, my friends used to be like, "Hell yeah, I'm gonna listen to freaking Pantera," you know. And technically, it was literally awesome. I became popular just for listening to Pantera at the time, you know, and it was just like, wow, you know, because that was the 90s there. A lot of people don't understand what the 90s was like. If you listen to literally good music, people liked you. So, yeah. Number 6, Alice Cooper. What can I not say about Alice Cooper? If it wasn't for Alice Cooper, there wouldn't be Mr. Rock, probably. Hate to say it, but it's true. You know, he gave my dad so many chances. I literally being backup drummers for him. Got to tour with him. Got to literally look after a snake. Got to hang out and literally showed me the ropes pretty much on how it's done. And for that, thank you, Vincent Damian Fuller. Thank you. And yes, that is his real name. Even though technically he's legally Alice Cooper, but technically, you know, a breaking kayfabe is what we call. So yeah, Alice Cooper, No More Mr. Nice Guy, I'm 18, freaking Teenage Frankenstein, you know, Hey Stupid was the other good song. Like, he had a lot of bangers, you know. And if you don't like Alice Cooper, that's fine. He's not for everyone, but at the end of the day, I had to put him on the list just for respect, you know, of what he's literally done for me, my family, and everyone else, you know. So, number 5 is Motley Crue. I love Motley Crue. You know, girls, girls, girls. I hate to say it, my mom was in that music video. She's one of the girls in it. You only see her for like maybe 3-second clip of my mom, and that's it. But yeah, she's in the music video. So yeah, there's that. Dr. Feelgood. Was that a good song? Don't Go Away Mad, Just Go Away. Same Old Situation was that a good song? You know, like Tommy Lee just blows my mind as a drummer. Just blows my mind. Like that guy could literally drum most people's freaking things where I couldn't believe it. You know, and also like I said, Def Leppard earlier as number 25. Def Leppard drummer blew my mind. He only had one arm and he's literally playing like he has five. You know, so yeah, like just the drumming and Motley Crue, Def Leppard, and these bands just blows my mind. And technically, yeah, they deserve to be recognition. Now the top, literally, like I said, the top five is going to stay the top five. The rest of these bands could have been literally any order, to be honest. But number four is Scorpions. I love Scorpions. Great album. Animal Magnesium, you know, Love Drive, frick, like Love at First Sting. Like these albums changed the way how we are today. You know, think about it. Like if you never heard these albums, oh my goodness, you're missing out. Especially Animal Magnesium was just such a good album. You had banger hits like The Zoo, Only a Man, frickin' Fallen in Love, like, and then you had songs like Rocky Like a Hurricane. You had songs like um, what's that other one? No One Like You, Big City Nights. You know, just pure freaking music. And not only that, but when Pink Floyd did their concert in what was it, 1990, after the Berlin Wall came out, Scorpions were there to literally help, play their freaking music, put their freaking asses in the seats, and technically, how can you not respect that? I actually have that concert live, actually on DVD. So just to give you a heads up. So yeah. Number three is Black Sabbath. What's not to love about Black Sabbath, man? If Black Sabbath is not on your classic heavy metal list, get out of here. You know, I've seen Black Sabbath live back in what was it, 2014. That was a great concert. I got to dress up as Ozzy. Of course, I knew Ozzy, so even there was a picture of me and Ozzy. My mom might have that picture. I don't know if she does or not, but yeah. Um, there was a picture of me and Ozzy together, and I'm dressed up as Ozzy, and I'm literally standing right beside him in a way. And I had a wig on. I had these little circle glasses of his, and you couldn't really tell the difference. And yeah, and like, what's not to love? Paranoid, Iron Man, freaking Fairies Wear Boots, Children of the Grave. You know, list goes on and on about Black Sabbath. I could sit here and literally talk about freaking 5 hours with Black Sabbath stuff. That's how much I love Black Sabbath. But they're not number one because there's still two bands out there. Number two, Iron Maiden. I love Iron Maiden. Now, if I was to literally create a band in a way, and I literally did do this when I was a kid, I was gonna name it Iron Priest. Now you know what number one is. But yeah, Iron Maiden, what's not to love? The Trooper, Run to the Hills. But I must be honest, the first two albums, Iron Maiden and Killers, were unstoppable albums with freaking what's his name there? I forget now. The original singer of Iron Maiden. But yeah, but you know, Shard the Harlot is always going to be my favorite song from Iron Maiden, hands down. That song should be standing the test of time. You know, like when I first heard that and where it goes up and goes down, and it just sounds like a punk metal song that no one's ever heard of. Like it was like, wow, Iron Maiden is actually gonna literally actually outstand Judas Priest at the time. That's the thing that people literally didn't understand. You know, Judas Priest was just becoming big, and then Iron Maiden comes along and just literally like opened the door. You know, that Judas Priest kicked open in the first place. But yeah, number one, Judas Priest. I talked about Judas Priest so many times. I'm wearing a Judas Priest T-shirt. You guys should have known. You know, if you don't know me, then you don't know that I'm a Judas Priest fan. But yeah, I love Judas Priest. I have pretty much almost all their albums. I have autographs of them. I freaking I met the band a few times. I freaking love Judas Priest. You know, um, my favorite song from Judas Priest is "Better by You, Better Than Me" from Stained Glass. Um, I also love songs like "The Ripper," and just so many others. You know, but I don't really want to go on forever with this video because I got football in the next probably an hour, right? Yeah, almost an hour from now. There's football. So with that being said, I want to thank everyone for coming out. Go Getter. Um, and anyone else that's literally liked and subscribed to the channel. Tomorrow's video is going to be Devil May Cry. So I will be streaming every Monday to Friday in October as long as my illness doesn't kick my ass. So tomorrow you got Devil May Cry. The next day you got Doom Eternal. The next day you got Back for Blood. The next day you got The Quarry. And then finally we end in the week with Medieval. So stay tuned for those. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Later, everyone.